Michael Montero, joined by undefeated American junior featherweight contender Ra'eese Aleem, 20-0, 12 knockouts. Ra'eese, thank you so much for jumping on the show. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, man. Well, you just had a big win a week ago, and I guess the question, let's jump right into it. Who do you want next?
I mean, hands down, it's Stephen Fulton. It's the only fight that makes sense. And not only that, like I think I beat him. So that's the fight I want next.
Yeah, so right now, Stephen Fulton has two of the belts, and then Akhmadiev has two of the belts.
hmm
Why Fulton more than Akhmadiev or anybody else? I mean, Fulton is seen as the top guy, but other than that, why are you going after him?
Well, the it's an easier fight to make. We're both on the kind of under the same banner, fight on
Right.
Showtime, PBC. I was Akhmadalia's mandatory for like 2 years, and we can never get that fight. So I'd love to fight Akhmadalia still, but it's
Mhm.
just a harder fight to make versus me and Stephen Fulton. That fight can be made today. Like I got the pen, he got to sign the contract.
Right. Right. Is there something that you see in his style that you think you can exploit?
Well, he's fought a lot of guys who aren't as athletic as him, don't have as fast as hands or as fast as feet. So I think we match up really good. Like when it comes to hand speed, foot speed, it's the same or mine is better.
Right.
I give him the edge in the boxing IQ only because he's the current world champion. I just haven't had the opportunity yet. But we fight, I'll be the first person to beat him.
Yeah, and you have more knockouts than he does. Do you
Exactly.
feel you're the harder puncher?
Yeah, yeah. When it comes down to power, oh, for sure, I'm definitely the harder puncher. He would have to go out and straight up box for 12 full rounds. That's his only path to victory. Like that. That's it.
Right. And you mentioned that he's a champion. He's got the WBC and WBO, and I'm looking at the ratings, the latest ratings. WBC has you rated number 8, and several of these guys above you don't make any sense. But I noticed the WBO, they had you rated 6. The guy that you just beat dominated, Mike Plania. He was number 2. So I'm sure when their new ratings come out, you're going to be right up there.
Yeah.
Do you see any possible roadblocks with the two sanctioning bodies, maybe forcing him? Because I think they both have Louis Neri rated number 1 right now. Do you think that could be a possible roadblock?
Yeah, I was talking to my team, and we were talking about that. Neri has a fight, I think, in Mexico already. Planned on the books. Fulton doesn't have anybody to fight, so you know what I'm saying. If he wanted to, we can make that fight happen right now. Louis Neri is the mandatory,
Mhm.
so it just depends on what's going on with that. But everybody knows I want to fight Scared Boy stuff. A lot of people think I beat him, but the only person that matters is me. I believe it in my heart that I can beat the guy.
Yeah, is how long has he been in your sights? Is this something new, or has he been in your sights for a while?
I mean, like I've been calling him out since 2019. So I mean,
That's a while.
yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
before
been a
COVID. That's before lockdowns. That's before.
we had opportunities to fight. We had at least 2 legitimate opportunities to fight to where he chose to fight somebody else.
Interesting. And you just fought last week, right? So a week ago. When do you think you could be back in the ring, realistically?
I mean, like I came out clean, no cuts, no
Yeah,
injuries, no
you look.
pains.
I can't even
Yeah,
tell you
yeah,
fought a week ago, man. Looking
exactly.
clean.
Like, hey, I'm good. It's just give me a name and give me a date. A lot of these guys, like the Stephen Fultons of the world, you get 3 opponents and you can pick A, B, or C. But like for me, it's like, okay, you want to fight Plania? Or no, we got you a fight. You want to fight Pasillas? You want to fight Plania? Like this is the guy you're fighting. And it's like, okay, bet. I want all the big fights. I want the big names. Like in order to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Right.
I'm not ducking and dodging nobody.
How do you get that fight though? Because as you've mentioned, Fulton's got a mandatory. He probably ain't going to be able to do that fight till next year,
Right.
realistically,
Right.
with the logistics of it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like he's in a rush to fight you. How
Right.
how do you get that fight? But other than calling him out, what can you do?
Well, I mean, understanding the boxing politics of it, and if I put myself in his shoes, is high risk with practically no reward. So the only way he fights me is if he absolutely has to fight me, and that's if the WBO orders it. And that's the situation I'm trying to put myself in.
Mhm.
I gotta be the #1 ranked contender. So I'm the mandatory, and there's no ducking and dodging. It's either you fight or you vacate. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, if let's say the monster comes up, he wants to fight the monster, that leaves me and Lewis Neary. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I beat Neary, boom, I'm right there, and that's one of the avenues we're exploring and shit like that.
Okay. All right. So you've got a couple different, you've got a plan A, plan B, plan C to get
Yeah.
there. You just want the belts. Is that what it
Yeah, I
is?
mean, like, yeah. I want to win. I want the belts. I want the recognition. Everything that comes with it. But as being an underdog, just believing in yourself. It's like for me to be here just in this situation alone is amazing. It's just all my hard work and sacrifice.
Mhm.
But I'm ready. I'm just really trying to stick to the script and let everything happen when it's supposed to.
You had a big 2021. You had a couple of really good wins and you really started to get on the radar for a lot of fans. And then everything kind of slowed down this year. You just had your first fight of the year a week ago.
Yeah.
How frustrating has that been?
Oh man, it's been super frustrating. Like fights getting scheduled and then getting canceled and postponed. And realistically, I'd like to fight 3 times a year.
Mhm.
At worst twice. But like I won't be fighting again this year because the timeline.
Yeah.
It's just it's not gonna happen.
So your team has already confirmed it's probably not going to be this year. Do they know, like, timeline wise, when you might be back in the ring next year?
I mean, it's not confirmed, but like if Fulton wanted to fight, we'd be good. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we could fight
Yeah.
in December. Don't matter. But Neary's got to fight, so he's tied up, and it's just the timeline is just it's not really working out. So it could be like early to mid next year to where I'm back in the ring.
So in the meantime, you're just staying in the gym, trying to keep the weight down. How hard is it for you to make 122?
Man, I'm a little fat kid at heart, you know. But I told myself, like, after my fight before last, if I struggle to make weight, like even a little bit, I'm moving up to 26. And then I was even entertaining the thought of moving up to 30.
Mm.
But yeah, I didn't struggle to make weight like at all. This was the easiest it's ever been to make weight. This was probably the best I've ever felt going into a fight.
That's interesting because you had so much time, between this last fight and then your one before that.
Yeah.
You would think maybe it'd be harder to make weight, but it's just you're just staying in the gym, right? And just
Staying in the
keeping
gym,
active.
staying consistent on a diet that works for me, and just little things, the day-to-day life and stuff. But I'm actually kind of glad the fight got postponed and I didn't fight in June, because then I was able to really cut weight the right way and stuff like that. Because the fight before last, I like murdered myself to make weight. It was
Right.
nuts. It was the first time I ever truly felt the effects of cutting weight the wrong way, like inside the ring. Because I would hear people talk about it, but I never experienced it. So I went through it, and then I still found a way to win. So it's like, man, it just told me, like, when I'm at my worst, I can still beat you at your best. And when
Right.
I'm at my best, well, you seen what happened.
Right. It just cutting weight the right way. What you mean by that is doing it slowly, like taking your time, not rushing it, right?
Exactly. Not
Okay.
rushing it. I was able to drink water every day, eat breakfast,
Right.
lunch, have a small dinner. And, I did it the right way.
All right. So before I let you go, pretend that Stephen Fulton is sitting right here with me and you could talk to him right now. What would you say to him?
I say, scared boy Steph, like, yo, what's the deal? You think I'm a bum? You think you can beat me? If you really think you can beat me, let's handle it in the ring. Let's go. What's up? I got the pen. Pick a date. We can do it for the end of the year. Honestly, it don't matter to me because I think that I can beat you, and I think you know that.
That's it. Well, I got nothing to add. I told you this would be quick because I know you know who you want to fight. And when you know who you want to fight, there's not a lot of small talk. You get right to it. So Thank you so much, Ra'eese. I appreciate you taking the time out to talk for a few minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We'll do it again soon. All right.
All right, sounds good.
Have a good one.
All right.